My name's Mark and I work for Nest. And we've decided just to put on a few webinars here and then, to help with the industry, to existing clients and to potential new guys. And what we thought we'd do this time was sort of like giving people the opportunity to sort of put a boost to the business. As we know at the moment, things are considered a little bit tough with the cost of living crisis. We are seeing at Nest overall, what we are seeing overall is that the quit rate has not increased. So although you may struggle to get new people in at the moment, etc., the amount of people leaving your business on average is no greater than it normally is. So our perception is that people are sort of battering down the hatches and sort of keeping what they've got, but possibly a little bit reluctant to take on something new. And we're seeing the new starters and the new students coming on board a little bit slower than we anticipated. But as I say, the quit rate is the same as usual. So there's no significant increase in people giving up the martial arts, just not quite as many starting as we would normally expect. So therefore, what I thought I would do on this webinar is not really concentrate on getting new members. When I look on Facebook and through various marketing forums, there's everybody in the world is promising new systems to get you new members and more contacts, etc. And that's great if it works for you. We know that the Get Into Martial Arts and booking widgets are working pretty well. We are seeing a slight downturn. We don't think that's because what we're doing is wrong. We're seeing a little bit of industry dip for new starters. If you've got a way of overcoming that, then please do feel free to share. I do know there's quite a few business gurus out there, as say, are offering all sorts of services that are going to get you 50, 100, 200 new members every month. And if they can do that for you and you've tried it, that's really good. So what I thought I would do is I would like trying to identify, look at it and say, when you're looking for growth in your business, it's not necessarily student growth. It has to come eventually to financial growth. So what I've looked at really is ways in which you can increase the money that you're making from your club. Now, most of you will already know this, but it's a lot easier to sell to existing customers than to get new customers. And your existing customers already know you, they trust you, they love you, and they also have a hobby that they're really enjoying. So it's a lot easier to if you like, capitalize. And I always have to be careful with my language. Capitalize. Basically, you want to take more money from each student that you have without feeling that you're conning them and ripping them off, and without them feeling that it's bad value. But just to put it into perspective, if you want to increase your business slightly, if you've got a school with, say, 200 students and you increase, £2, you increase their direct debit or their student fees by £2 a month, that's just 50p a week. That is going to put somewhere like £5,000 or just under £5,000 on your bottom line. So, it is something worth looking at. We've seen recently, because they've had to, we've seen some of our clients put some relatively significant price increases onto their clubs, mainly because hall hire and fuel costs have gone up. Fuel costs if they've got their own business, and hall hire if they haven't got their own premises. And we're seeing, a lot of people putting up their prices quite significantly and seeing no massive drop in student numbers. Their attrition rate or the quit rate has not gone up because they put the price up. Yes, when you put the prices up, you always have some people that will leave, but are they the people that would have left anyway, whether your prices had remained the same? So do look to see what you're charging, if you're charging what you consider a fair amount. Those of you, I think everybody on here at the moment is a Nest client. So you'll know that the average value of most students is around the £35 a month mark. So if you're considerably below £35, you've got quite a lot of movement to make. If you're charging above, on average, £35 a month, well done. You're obviously offering really, really good value, but you know your local area and you know your customers. So, if you can get away with a couple of quid pay rise or £4 price increase, it's worth doing, because it will put money on the bottom line of your business. Similarly, with things like gradings, if you're doing gradings, put in a 2 or 3 quid on a grading. If you've got 200 members, 2 or 3 quid, times 3 times a year, perhaps, that's another £1,000 on the bottom line. And this is stuff that's going to help you get through these difficult times. If you've got ability to do this and you want to boost income for your school, there are other options as well. Whether you do summer camps or holiday camps, if you like, whether you run parties and social nights. The pro shop is always a good way of increasing sales. Again, your clients, this is their hobby. Martial arts is their hobby, and people like to spend money on their hobby. They don't normally moan. If you're into boxing and you really feel serious and you really love boxing, you want the best gloves that you can afford. So you're happy to pay that little bit extra to go for the upgraded ones that you might otherwise use. So do look at that. And also, if you've got a waiting area where parents watch, are you selling refreshments? I know back in the day, it used to be put 20p in the plastic cup and help yourself to a spoon of Nescafe and some sugar. It might be worth looking, if you can do it, to put a reasonable coffee machine in and charge £1, £2 a cup. It's no different than they pay anywhere else. And another thing that people have started to do, I've seen a few clubs do, are date nights. It's almost like the Friday straight after payday. You have an evening for the students to do some martial arts games, watch a movie, eat popcorn, and the parents can drop them off early evening and pick them up a little bit later. And they have some, they have some fun, some parent time on their own. The other thing you can do, of course, is recruit more students. And as I say, I'm not going to go too far into that, because there's lots and lots of ways of recruiting students. But retaining existing members is probably an important thing for you to do, to keep the attrition rates down. And when you're looking at retaining, existing members, are you running things like students of the week or students of the month? Are you doing a refer a friend scheme, because that, with rewards, because the existing students do like the rewards they get from referring friends. And are you looking at getting your younger students to do things outside of the martial arts club? I mean, do they get badges, etc., for getting good school reports, for helping out at home and things like that? For adults, if you're offering martial arts for adults, a lot of adults are doing their martial arts because they want to get fit. So are you supporting their fitness plans? Are you looking at perhaps offering nutrition plans and diet plans to help them with their targets of getting the weight off and getting fitter? So there you are. There's a few sort of ideas for you. Do feel free to contact me with any ideas you might have or any questions. In the meantime, thank you very much for spending your time with us, and have a really good rest of the day. See you soon. Cheers.